everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir, Silent Gods. For today's video, we're going to go ahead and go into the Tempest Domain, and I'm going to show you the team that I'm using on my account for Stage 5. No legendaries. Alrighty, so I realized I haven't done much with my account and the progression that I've done, had overall, I guess. I did do those summons and got some amazing new characters to play with. So I do have our Frosty Horsey and the amazing Vorash. He is so good. He's really, really fun, and I'm really happy they have epics as strong as him and Furboth that allow us to have some really interesting comps without needing legendaries. Speaking of not needing legendaries, my guy Eli here is a beast. I am having so much fun with Eli still, and he's still my top damage dealer in most of the stuff I'm doing where he's involved. And it's kind of crazy, honestly, because you just assume, oh, the legendaries, or oh, Vorash is a beast, he's gonna outshine him, but I mean, it's also gear at the end of the day. I have a mixture. It's a little bit of a mess, honestly, but even still, like, he's kind of just carrying my team still, and I have absolutely no regrets about building him. He's so good that when Global comes out, oh, this is the hard part. Like, I don't want to build him again as my first level 100 when Global comes out, or CBT 0, or not CBT, no, OBT, haha, Season 1. Because I already played with him and that's boring. I gotta do something different. But he's also so good that I want to make sure people know how good he is. And I really hope that they don't change him and they allow for, like they say, us to use some rares and epics when legendaries are not always the answer. So overall, you know, why don't we go to the run first, and then I'll come back and show you who I'm using after the fact and what their gear looks like. And that'll be a little bit of a discussion because, I mean, it's honestly, I don't have anything super overpowered. I don't grind like a crazy person. My bag is definitely lacking some legendary gear. I've got some, but it's not great, and I don't have the options I really need. So I feel like I'm a pretty logical example of a free-to-play or low spend for the most part, because I'm not min-maxing. I'm not making sure my energy is never capped. I'm farming so much less than a lot of my free-to-play friends, I swear. So I'm no longer really spending, but yeah, I guess the only perks I would have got which helped would be a couple books, but I only got a couple. It's not anything crazy. But yeah, we'll look at what I got. So, all right, Lord of Lightning, right? Lord of Lightning takes 90% less damage at these final stages, so you really can't go in with a full team, at least, with the main DPS, especially being the one that you're fighting against, right? No necrotic, no lightning for this one. So this one's quite interesting in that this boss just keeps healing himself, right? So here he deals lightning damage to all enemies and puts on a stack of recovery over time. So this is a buff to heal himself. And then he does some more damage, killing all the young dragons at the same time. For each young dragon sacrificed, it gains 1 stack of recovery over time. So again, the dragons that are there, if you don't kill those little dragonlings, I'll call them dragonlings, then he's gonna put even more healing buffing stacks, I guess, of recovery over time on himself. And then here, each stack of a buff increases all damage dealt. This is just a... So the more stacks he has that he's stacking up because you didn't kill those dragonlings, the more he's just going to heal himself. Or sorry, the more damage he's going to do based on that. It's so super interesting. And he can smack pretty hard, right? Or she? He, she? I don't know. The dragon. Immune to control effects as well, just like most of the bosses are. So the waves are less important. It's just kind of getting through them easily. You do need 120 resistance if you want to resist any debuffs, and 140 accuracy to land. Now, I don't even know if my people are perfect, but you know what? This is working. It's really working. So we also added this lineup tips, which I think is really cool. I didn't even look at this until right now in this video. I figured this is a good chance to remind people that this is now here. So you can see what people are using at the higher stages for beating this boss, and maybe you can find a team that fits you. And you know what? This team right here is pretty darn close to mine, I think. It might be... Is that exactly what I'm using? No. Close? I don't know. That's really, really close. Also, you can show ones that do not have legendaries in the lineups. So keep in mind that this new feature was added already. This was not a wait until global. It was added now. And this allows you to see relatable, free-to-play friendly teams. So when it comes to this boss and the healing and the buffing involved, my plan was always going to be to build her, Ekis. She has the healing prohibition here. I think it's... Where is it? Why does it not show it on this skill? Wait a second. Why is it not showing her skill properly? Yeah, that version just didn't show the real hero. It only showed their stats before they were ascended to higher rank. But she has healing prohibition on her battle skill, and then she also dispels a buff from all allies. So she's got that AoE cleanse, and she's got the healing prohibition. So she's been one of the people that I really wanted to build for my account for situations like this boss that I really think I'd need. But in the end, I found out I didn't really need her because, well, we got a Voresh, and at least he helps out in another way. So we'll talk about that here as well. But I'm just going to go ahead and run my team. So you can tell I have Furboth in the front as my tank. He's an amazing tank. He's a healer. He provides the AoE decrease attack as well. We're going to bring in Sifris for the healing and stuff as well because we do need a little extra support in this team. I could probably get away without her. Honestly, Hexandra instead of her would be just fine as well, I'm sure. But don't break what isn't, or don't fix what isn't broken, right? So let's go ahead and do that. We have Eli here. I am going to leave him in the middle. That's fine. And we have Voresh. So Eli and Voresh are kind of going to be my main... I want to say they're going to be my main damage dealers, but my Ice Adventurer hits really hard too, and she's always in the, like, really close, if not more than one of them, damage-wise. So hey, we're here. We're hanging out. This should be fine. Let me actually move him up. So she's going to do her little shield and help keep them alive, but I do want to keep her as close to him as I can for the extra healing because she's very squishy. But luckily we now have Voresh involved, which has the passive here. Heals the ally with the lowest HP when dealing damage. This effect will only trigger once when dealing damage to multiple enemies. So this is awesome. I mean, this just is another way to help keep my sacrificial Sifris alive, right? But all right, let's go ahead. I'll play this run. Full auto. And then I'll show you the gear a little bit better afterward and everything. And if they're booked or not booked and all that sort of stuff. So I think this entire team is fully booked. I thought value in booking, especially Voresh. Oh my gosh. I instantly, the second I got him, I'm like, do I have books? Yup, he's getting all of them. I was hesitant to book some of my other people that I wasn't sure if I was going to use long-term, like Corrin. Although Corrin really does enable poison teams quite well, so he might not be the highest damage dealer himself, but he helps to enable poison teams. Sorry, I just realized my audio is off for the sake of the game, so there's no fun background noises, so I guess we'll just keep chatting. It's kind of the point, right? Talk through it. So if you didn't already see, guys, I did a video yesterday talking, well, help me to help you. So this is kind of what I want to do, but this is my account to start with. It's just, I'm just doing a showcase now for my account of what's working for me. But I want to know where you guys are stuck. And I want you to be specific. Like, I am stuck at... I can't do stage 5 of this. No. Of any of the dungeons. Yeah, I'm struggling. And I'm working with level 90 heroes. No one's at 100 yet. And I have mostly epic gear, but really not any legendary yet. I want to know. Let me know where you guys are stuck. And when you tell me where you're stuck, be more specific. What are your hero levels? What does your gear look like? Rare, epic, legendary? Because like it's hard for me to know what I should try to aim for when I make some guides from the test server without knowing what's relatable, you know? So go ahead, check out that video. I talk about it a little bit better, and yeah. Look at this. We're just blasting this boss. You guys know why, right? Voresh. He dispels buffs. So this dragon here, he might put up some, like, are we killing all the dragonlings? Let's take a look. Are we killing all the dragonlings? No, we're not. Not every time. Ooh, okay, we did. That time we did. I don't think every time I've killed the dragonlings, but we have Vorash in the team that can dispel the buff if we do. So man, that is just so nice to see though. Look how clean that run was. So clean, so easy. Let's check out our damage. Eli, 40% of the damage. Vorash, only 27% of the damage. He is still being the beast of this team. It's so good. All right, and back at the boss again. I wanted to do it one more time so we could watch these buffs and debuffs and see what's happening. So boom, all right, let's see. He puts up the stack right now. They put up the stack, or 1. Continuous heal, 2 stacks on right now. But Vorash is gonna say, oh, okay, he didn't strip it, not yet. Oh, there it goes. Buff dispelled, buff dispelled. There it goes, there it goes. So there was a buff dispelled that set it right up here. You could watch the little buff dispelled. But all right, let's go ahead and see what happens here. Can we get all the dragons dead? This time we did not. And he comes back in and puts up 2 stacks of continuous heal on himself again, or recovery over time. So, oh no, he's going to keep healing. But boom, buff dispelled again, it said. You catch that real quick up at the top? Having a buff stripper, a buff dispeller is really important. Of course, you do need accuracy for that. So I do have Vorash with accuracy. He's not a frost character and whatnot, but he does need accuracy to dispel the buff or to place these block buffs on the enemies. Block buffs is another great option as well. You can place block buffs, well, they're not going to get the buff in the first place. So the boss barely heals. He only has that recovery over time on for a few seconds, and we're doing enough damage to make it not matter either way, I think. But I think without that dispelling of the buff, if that kept stacking up, we'd be in trouble, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at my team. So again, you could totally use Hexandra instead, but Vorash is my new friend. He's the new guy that joined the team. I do have him at level 99, and I do have Eli at level 100. Now, I'm going to say this too. If you're trying to do all of the stage 5s of the elemental domains, if you're trying to do stage 8 and 9 of the dungeons for gear, and you don't have level 98, 99, 100s in some legendary gear, don't expect to do it. It's supposed to be the end level, so I would hope that you can't just blast through the end levels with a bunch of level 70s and no one at level 100 or above level 90, you know? It's kind of the end goal. So if you're stuck at something like that, just be realistic. Push your account. I mean, you should get stuck, right? If you're pushing through and you get stuck, well, you stay stuck for a day or two, you grind out some resources, improve your characters, and boom, move on, right? That's what we're doing. So the reason I'm farming Lightning is because I wanted to get Enna here up higher, which I did actually. But that's why I did it in the first place. I wanted to get her ascended so that she could use a negative rune. Because you can't use, if you don't have to take them beyond level 90, you just want to get that 5-star ranking so they could do that. But that's why I was working on Lightning, is because I do use Enna quite a bit for when I need a cleanser, the dispelling of debuffs on your team, which you do not need accuracy for. That's a debuff on your team. It's not something that requires accuracy, but dispelling a buff on the enemy does, like what Vorash does. So Vorash is really great here. That's this let's see, it's his battle skill. That's right. So that I kept looking when it was his ultimate and like, oh, he didn't do it. Oh, nope, there it is. Because it's the battle skill that dispels a buff. 50% chance, and that's it. But hey, he comes back to it pretty often. Plus, you could try to get some skill haste on your setup as well, which I don't really have to make it even better. But he's so good, and he has the buff immunity he puts on enemies as well, so they can't get a buff in the first place. And then Eli here is still my main damage dealer. I have been messing around with Eli's build a lot. He's a hot mess, but let me quick show you what I'm working with, I guess. So I do have the decreased defense one of them on Vorash, because it helped give me some more accuracy for his build as well. He's got what? Like 180 accuracy. So he's all right, but he's definitely not ready for those serious dungeons quite yet. I did get a little bit of gear to mix around. So, I mean, I was trying to get attack or ideally some crit rate on him, but I really needed accuracy. So I went accuracy, but the crit rate set. But I just don't have crit rate gloves. I don't. I have some crit damage gloves, but crit damage isn't helping me much if I don't have the crit rate to place it in the first place, right? So I went with the more stable, just attack percentage, because at the very least, I'll do pure attack damage. I might not crit as often, but I don't want to go wasting crit damage stats when I don't have much crit rate to begin with. I only have, like, this is what I want to show you, though. I want to be realistic here, guys. It may, like, so many people can be like, oh, your builds suck. Yeah, but I can do it, right? Like, I don't have perfect gear. I don't have everything ideal, but here we are. Here we are. So I do have some crit rate there. I got a double flat attack roll, unfortunately not made, but attack, crit rate, and accuracy is literally all I could ask for these damage dealers that need accuracy. So great piece either way. Still have some purple gear on him, including an accuracy chest, not even attack. And again, attack percentage here. I did have a crit damage positive rune because I don't have other attack ones without taking it off my main character, and I really want the main character, when she's ice especially, to have an attack rune because all of her shields are based on attack, so just pumping her as full as attack as possible is really what we need. But as you can see, I have 5 blue positive runes for ice. And now the ice is kind of the main thing I'm using at the moment with Eli thrown in there. So I think I need to get farming that dungeon again, which will be great because that'll dramatically improve my account when I do. I'm using some rare runes. If I could just get some legendary ones, even some epics, it would be really helpful. And then I do have an attack negative rune on him as well. And he is fully booked. Again, main character I do have as ice. And when she is ice especially, I really love the manticore statue for her. She or him, depending on who you're using. The battle skill gains bonus damage. She hits really hard with her battle skill. She's always in the top of my damage. Second or third, of course, but usually second. Usually she's better than one of the other damage dealers and always impressing me. But yeah, I nothing crazy here. Again, I didn't go full crit or anything. I really just wanted whatever's going to help me get better attack percentage. And as you can see, I even have a level 12 here. I was running out of coin. I need to level up. And look at blue and blue. Like, I farmed some. Oh, well, this is why. No attack, but I ended up putting that on Varesh. It's fine. But yeah, she's still really good with survivability, and I have blue runes and purple attack percentage for the ones that matter most. So could you imagine just getting some more legendary gear for her? I'm trying to balance it out, right? I'm trying to balance it out, but man, look at level 8. My gear is not crazy, and it still works, and it still really, really helps. But man, I could really make those shields big with some better gear. So I just gotta keep farming. We'll get there. I just don't get lucky with my stats sometimes. It is what it is. We have Furboth, who's amazing, and he's perfect for this legendary Witcher's Realm defense penalty 2 version. If you don't have that one, then this one is a really great option for Furboth because it does give him some accuracy as well. This one you could say is technically better for him. Maybe I should swap them. If I have Varesh in the team, I should swap them, honestly, because this gives him defense and accuracy, and Furboth's healing is based on defense. So, but he's a tank either way, so a ton of HP is going to help him just survive. So it's not bad either. I do have him with defense percentage chest that's legendary, and then flat defense epic gloves because apparently that's all I had. I was trying to bump up his accuracy, and as you can see, I don't have much in the way of accuracy sets. This is it. This is all I got. I don't crazy farm, and, well, I need to change that. We have defense, and I do have attack on him because of the limited runes I had at the time. I might have some better options now. Maybe not. Maybe defense, just for his shields, honestly, yeah. Let me do that while I'm thinking about it. Or his healing. Put the defense back on him. His damage is based on attack. So at one point I had built him with attack and crit rate on him just for pushing my baby little goblin runs. But now goblin I can 3-star easily, no trouble. So that's all right. And of course, last but not least, oh wait, not last, almost last. Eli is my other main source of damage. I do have the goblet on him right now. I keep changing what I'm using and just trying to see what's working. But it's fun to experiment, right? So this is when they launch an ultimate, they have an extra chance for crit rate. So my crit rate is not perfect. I don't really care to get 100% crit rate because I think that's a little bit unrealistic for an auto battle game where they're attacking constantly. You don't have to crit every single time, although you hope when you use their ultimate they're gonna crit. I guess that's where 100% would be nice, but I don't think it's as necessary in this type of game. More like Eternal Evolution where you would have like 70% crit rate at best on most characters, so that's kind of what I was aiming for. But this extra chance to crit I kind of put on for now, and it did give some good base stats, but it's not perfect, honestly. I really don't know what I want for him. It's so I might rather just go simple stats or just ultimate bonus damage even. There's so much to experiment with, and it's just kind of playing around and seeing what works. I do have an accuracy chest on him as well. If I want him to land a poison to help do extra poison damage and to help his passive do extra damage, he does derive damage with his passive when there's a poison debuff on the enemy. So he kind of needs to land that debuff in the first place. I do have crit rate gloves on him, although I would prefer to go with attack percentage here. We do have crit damage and accuracy here. I did change his build recently. This was Enlightenment, but I feel like a little less focus on Enlightenment just for the sake of that passive is just going to help me in more areas of the game, and allow him to just do some more actual crit rate and crit damage would be a little bit better. It is, again, it's only his passive here. When the enemy is under poison, he deals extra derived damage. So that's that. But I do have Cypherus in my team as my healer, extra support, and obviously revive if we needed it, but we don't need that revive, do we? So I really don't think I need her. Hexandra would be just fine. So, yeah, she's kind of squishy. She's in a whole bunch of purple gear, blue rune, and she's not ascended to be able to use a negative rune. Hexandra I need to get in the same position, to be honest, because I do like to sub her in, but I just got to get a little bit more, oh, actually, I've got a decent bit. I could probably stack that up, but yeah. Just got to get a few more again. Get back up to 50, get her going. But that's my team, guys. This is a little bit longer of a video than I intended, but I kind of want to show what I'm working with because I feel like I really like to show my builds, even though I know they're far from perfect, because this is relatable, right? We're all in the same boat, unless you're wailing out, or unless you're really like, this is the only game you're playing and you're going crazy grinding. Like a lot of people did early on. They went crazy. Like I couldn't believe how well people were getting crazy gear and how fast people were getting legendary gear. But I'm not doing that. I'm playing it. This is a great side game that I enjoy, more chill. So because I want to enjoy it and not stress about it, I'm not obsessively grinding my gear. I'm just farming when I feel like it, or when there's an event, I'll farm some if I can. And what I got is what I got, and I'm doing my best to make it work. But all right. That is all for today's video, and I will be live on Twitch tonight. If you're watching this on July 5th, I will be live with some giveaways. We are going to be giving away Heliolite dye and some scrolls, so there will be a ton of winners, and I also have a final chance to have some picked via Discord. If you haven't already joined my Discord before the giveaway is over in a couple hours, well, like an hour from this video being posted probably, the giveaway will be over on the Discord, but you can still join via Twitch. So yay, free stuff. Come hang out with me live, and hope this video was helpful to show another example of not needing legendaries and really letting my boy here, Eli, shine as a really great rare in this game. Don't underestimate him if you're looking for a damage dealer for your ice or poison composition.